Jefferson Pierce was born in Cleveland, Ohio, the son of newspaper reporter Lewis Pierce. He was a tremendous athlete and even won an Olympic gold medal for decathlon. When Jefferson decided to become the superhero Black Lightning in order to protect his underserved neighborhood and share his life as an educator. By day, he teaches kids as a principal in Metropolis. At night, Jefferson becomes Black Lightning and as the field leader for the Outsiders, trains the next generation for heroes to fight for justice. What's going on, guys? Multiverse here with yet another action figure review video, and today we're going to be having a look at the Walmart exclusive Black Lightning by McFarlane Toys. Starting off this video, guys, we're of course taking a look at the McFarlane packaging, and it is of course that traditional black, white, and blue with the open face window with the gold label collection up here in the top corner, DC Multiverse, and Black Lightning's name down here at the bottom. Flipping over to the side, guys, we see Black Lightning from the comic Final Crisis. And over here on the back, guys, we see a beautiful comic image of Black Lightning himself. Looks like he's floating in the cosmos and or throughout the night sky, because I personally don't know him to be flying in space, but if he does, he does. However, I will say this one is bald, and I actually prefer the bald look on Black Lightning. I just feel like he looks, you know, more distinguished, if you will. But as you can see here, he's got the hair going on in this figure. Still looks great, but I really would have preferred the bald head sculpt. Flipping over to this side, guys, not really much going on other than DC Multiverse and Black Lightning's name again. Nothing going on at the top, and then down here at the bottom is the barcode for you barcode guys. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and rip Black Lightning out of the packaging and see how he looks. So right here, guys, is Black Lightning, fresh out of the package, standing straight up and down on the rotating turntable. And from my first-hand impressions on this figure, I think he looks absolutely amazing. McFarlane Toys did an amazing job on capturing Black Lightning in his classic suit. I'm actually really glad they didn't go with that, like, modernized CW suit that he had. I felt like that one looked a little clunky in the first few seasons of it, and then later on he got kind of a more sleeker design, but nothing is cooler than the iconic blue shoulders with the dark blue suit and or black suit, depending on which comic you're reading and what animated show you are watching. However, Black Lightning is one of my all-time favorite DC superheroes, and he just looks beautifully done in figure form. I am so glad that I came across this guy in my local Walmart, and he was a must-have. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and take Black Lightning off of the rotating turntable and take a closer look at the accessories that he came with. When it comes to the accessories, guys, Black Lightning doesn't really come with much. However, I am okay with the amount that we got for him. He does, of course, come with the classic DC stand that McFarlane gives all of his figures with a crooked DC logo just stamped way up here. He also comes with, like every figure, comes with his own trading card, and I still prefer the bald look to go with this suit. He just looks freaking cool and more distinguished. Flipping over here to the back, guys, is the read-up. If you want to pause the screen and read it right now. Always give you guys that little bit of a second. And he does, of course, come with interchangeable hands. He comes with a set of regular hands if you don't want him to be activating his powers, which we love to see. And he does, of course, come with another set of hands with them fully electrified, ready to do damage. What I really do like about these guys, if you did happen to pick up the Shazam figure and or one of the Black Adam figures from the Frost Giant wave, you can actually get the accessories for the Shazam, and it does match. So if you wanted to give this Black Lightning just a little more extra oomph in his ability, you can wrap it around his hand and or forearm, no problem, and it would completely makes sense, which is definitely what I'm planning on doing with this figure. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the accessories and zoom into the figure himself to take a closer look at the detail. In terms of the detail, guys, starting off with Black Lightning's face, he looks absolutely beautiful. I do love how we are getting more and more distinguished looks in our figures from McFarlane, because he is getting some wrinkles around his mouth and especially on that chin. Now, that is a very prominent chin on him. I do love his mask that they gave him with the bright yellow goggles to show the actual yellow coverage that he had over his eyes. I, however, would have loved to see it if we got something that's like a translucent type plastic on the eyelid so we can actually see some life in the figure itself instead of just standing here like the statue. Moving down here now, guys, looking down at his body, looking at the body mold, it does look like this is a brand new body sculpt. I could be wrong. However, I think it stands out and looks completely different from all the rest. And I really want to point out on this suit, guys, you can really tell how they went with like a mix of that spandex look and the detailed suit. So it actually shows like the padding and design throughout the suit. And if you lift up, you can see it going down his torso, down his legs, all the way down to the bottom of his boots, guys. Now, this is probably one of my favorite moments of detail when they're actually paying respects to the spandex look, but also mixing it in with that newer design for these superheroes in their comic accurate suits. I will say, however, if you went as far as the detail of the suit, I would have loved just a little bit of detail in for the lightning bolts on his chest instead of them just being painted on, because when it comes to it later on down in life, it may get scuffed. However, guys, I will protect these figures with my life. Going down here now, guys, looking at the midsection, I love that the electrified belt is sculpted onto him, and it's all the way around. It's not just right here in the front like we see on some of the Flash figures. It is all the way around to the back, and you can even see like the upper part of the utility belt here. So I'm very curious to see in the future what they're going to use this McFarlane diaper for, because this right here could potentially be used again as a utility belt just without the electrified lightning bolts on it. I'm really curious to see if they reuse that. If they have already, let me know which figure down in the comments below. Going down here now, guys, looking at his thighs that are beautifully sculpted with the muscles into his legs and even with the tread and trim going down the sides of his legs as well, all the way down to the boots. The upper part of the boots now, guys, those are a little lackluster for me. They're just kind of like the flat design all the way around. But if we take him off of his base and look at the bottom of the boot here, you can actually see he is sculpted on the actual shoe portion of his boot, which I love to see. I just wish it would have got the same amount of love out throughout the calf and shin guard of his boot. However, this is probably one of my all-time favorite sculpts for a McFarlane figure, being that this is a perfect mix between the spandex look and the detail that's actually put onto a suit to show where it connects and where it separates. With all that said, though, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the detail and take a closer look at Black Lightning's size, his articulation, and jump into some size comparison. When it comes to how tall Black Lightning stands, guys, Black Lightning does stand, looks like to be to the top of the head, exactly 7 inches tall. So he's, of course, that standard McFarlane 7 inches. Let's go ahead and take him off of his display stand, move him closer to the camera here, and jump to some articulation. Start off with the head sculpt, guys. He does get some head articulation looking up. It's just not as far as I would like it to be, especially when it comes to his flying poses. However, we'll get to that in a second because it is a McFarlane. He does look down all the way, but like I said, he does have a really pointed chin, so that really does get in the way. He is on a ball joint, so it does rotate all the way around, and he does get some beautiful head tilt in there. Now, he is a McFarlane, so of course he is a limbo master at the DC parties, just like every other hero and villain we've seen before. His ab crunch on this figure does exist, so I do love seeing that he can lean forward. It's not as prominent as we've seen in some figures, but it definitely doesn't suffer from the McFarlane where he is just stiff as a board, standing straight up. He does, of course, have the ab crunch swivel and waist swivel. He does come with a very useful butterfly joint. His arms go out about 90 degrees and they do rotate all the way around. He does, of course, come with a bicep swivel, double hinged elbows, and when it comes to his hands, they are interchangeable, so they do hinge up and down and rotate, all the way around. Let's go ahead and plug that back on there. When it comes to his leg articulation, guys, he does kick out about that far and kicks back about that far, but he does get stopped by the rubber buttocks back here. He does, of course, come with double hinged knees. And as for his ankle articulation, guys, they do articulate down, they articulate up. He has toe articulation, and he does, of course, come with that beautiful ankle pivot. Starting off with the size comparison, guys, here we have Black Lightning standing shoulder to shoulder with the Man of Steel. And this right here is definitely a team up I cannot wait to dive into photos with. Next up, guys, being that Black Lightning is kind of in his classic suit, or he is in his classic suit. Here we have him standing next to the classic Flash, Jay Garrick himself, and they do scale together beautifully. Jumping out of the DC Universe, guys, and right into the Marvel Universe, here we have Spider-Man standing next to Black Lightning, and as you can see, the scale here does work. And last but not least, guys, here we have Black Lightning standing next to the Marvel Legends Iron Man, and as always, Marvel Legends simply does not work. Alrighty, guys, and there you have it. Another action figure review video in the books on my channel for you guys to enjoy. When it comes to my final review on Black Lightning, I'm going to have to give him a solid 10 out of 10. I absolutely love this figure, and he is well worth the $22 point at your local Walmart. Like I said, he is a Walmart exclusive, but he is worth the fine. This guy is definitely going on the shelf just like this. He looks beautiful. I love this figure. There's only so much that I could be like, about, and the only thing I'm about is the fact that we didn't get the bald look, because like I said, that looked really cool. And the second one is going to be the, I wish he had the detail of the lightning bolt on the chest and back. However, guys, I could not bring myself to bring this down anything under a 10 out of 10. This is just a beautiful job well done by McFarlane Toys. Well, that's other guys. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to the like button and hit subscribe if you are new. We try to put up at least 2 videos a week for you guys to enjoy. With all that said, I'm getting out of here, and I will see you in the next video.